Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do an easy single crochet border. I'm using Bernat baby blanket yarn dappled in aquamarine and a 9mm crochet hook, but you can use anything for your project. This blanket here is my ocean stripes blanket that uses single and double crochet in the back loop. You can find this pattern on my YouTube channel or on my blog, A More Crafty Life. So let's get started. Okay, now that you've gotten your blanket done and you're on your last double crochet row, you're going to start your border of single crochet. If you're using the same color for your border as your blanket, in this case, as I am here, you're just going to finish your last stitch and turn your work, and then chain one. If you're not going to, you can just pull up a loop in the corner by inserting your hook and pulling up a loop and doing a single crochet. So this chain one counts as the first stitch, and then you're going to just do one single crochet in each stitch across the top of the blanket. Okay, so let's get started. If you're doing the ocean blanket, you finished your last row of double crochet, and then you are going to chain one and turn your work. You can also just pull up a stitch right here on the first corner of your work. So this is going to count as my first stitch, and then I'm going to do one single crochet in each stitch across the top row. And I start all my borders this way using single crochet. And you just put one single crochet in each stitch until you come to the end of the row. So I will meet you there after you've got all the single crochets that you need, and we'll stop at the corner. Now that I'm at the last stitch of my row, I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the last stitch. Then you're going to turn your blanket and do single crochets down the side. So I'm going to do 2 here. It's almost in the same stitch since it's a chain stitch. I'm going to do 2 more single crochets. And this is so you get more of a corner. Otherwise, it really rounds the stitch. And then for double crochet, I usually do 2. And then for the single, I do 1. So I have, and you just kind of feel for the hole. Sometimes it's a chain. On this side, you're going to find the chain stitch. So I do 1 single crochet for the single crochet row, and I usually do 2. And depending on how tight your tension is, you might need to do 3 for the double crochet and 1 for the single. And you kind of will be able to tell if it starts bunching up, then you have too many stitches. And if it seems too far apart, then you need to add more. It's kind of a trial and error thing. And I know from experience, if you add too many stitches, you will get like a ruffled edge. So you just keep going, 1 single crochet for each of the space. And I just kind of find the open stitch to put it in. Sometimes it's a little hard with Bernat yarn because you can't really see anything. And then you just keep going down the row until you get to the end. And it's going to start to look like this. And I will meet you at the next corner. Now that I've made it to the end of this side, I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the last stitch, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to do 2 single crochets on this side. and it's kind of in the same stitch here, so it's almost like 4. And then, so it's going to look like this. And then you're going to do 1 single crochet in each one of the chains across the bottom of your blanket. And you really just have to kind of stick your finger or the hook through to kind of find a space. You can also kind of lift it up, and that gives you an idea where your next stitch will be. So keep going, 1 single crochet in each of the chain spaces or stitches. You can kind of see where it is, like I said, by either putting your finger through here or kind of lifting the stitch up so you know where each one needs to go. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. So I'll meet you at the end of the row for this side. Now that you've made it all the way across the bottom row, you're going to put 2 single crochets, or really it ends up being 4 in the same stitch. Sometimes it's a little different, but oops. Okay, and then you're going to turn, and this side is just like the other side, and you're going to put 2 single crochets for each row of double and 1 for each row of single crochet. So you do 1 single crochet for the single crochet row and 2 for the double. And you just continue on down, and I don't do it exactly, just kind of where I find that there's room for one, I just put another stitch, making sure that it doesn't look like it's starting to bunch up or anything, or that it has too big of a space. So this is what it looks like so far, and you're gonna just keep going until you get to the next corner, and I'll meet you there. Now that I'm at the corner, I'm going to do 2 here, and then I already had 1 from the chain stitch before. And then you're going to turn, and then for this one I did 2 rows of single crochet. So this is the start of the row again, so you can slip stitch to it. You don't really notice it with Bernat blanket yarn, it kind of all goes together, so you could probably even skip that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go around again and do 1 single crochet in each stitch and 4 or 2 on each side of the corners. So you just continue down your row, and it's going to look like this. And you are going to do 4 single crochets, 2 on either side. And this time it's much easier because you do 1 single, you already have the single crochets stitches. So it's going to look like this. I'll meet you at the end of the row. I've made it to the next corner, and I'm going to put 2 single crochets on this side. So there's 1, 2, turn my work, and then I'm going to put 2 single crochets in this stitch. And then you're going to do the same thing as before and do 1 single crochet in each stitch down the side. So you can see here, here's my border. And then I'm going to do 1 single crochet in each of the stitches as you go down the side. And you're going to repeat this for the other 2 sides that you have left. So I will see you when we've got done. So each corner gets 2 on either side, and you get 1 single crochet in each of the stitches. And then I'll meet you back at the beginning and show you how to finish. Now that we made it to the last corner, you're going to do 2 stitches single crochet on the last side, and then you're going to do 1 more single crochet for the top. And then you can slip stitch it to the end, and there is your border. You're going to want to cut your yarn and weave all your ends in. For chenille yarn, you really want to leave a long tail, at least 6 inches. It has a tendency to come undone. You can find this pattern and hundreds of other free patterns on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thank you for watching.